It's Ryan with QLZ, back in the Green Room, 92.7 WQLZ Green Room, and we are talking with Sam and Sabrina. They are locked up in a little area right now. They're on currently tour. They are the co-vocalists of TREASVRE. I know you're in Idaho right now, but how's everything going?
It's been a whirlwind, as tour always is.
Mm-hmm. But we were making the rounds through.
We are just rolling with the punches as they come, and so far it's just been like a grand adventure. Yeah. What are some highlights?
We got to stop by the R&R Diner in North Bend. Check out, I know. On the road, we've had a really good show, and we got to play in Seattle. We've been just on the road. Managed to deal with a van breakdown, got through it, got some lovely folks there to help us out. So
yeah, and we broke down exactly where we were going to that
Double R Diner,
R Diner,
or Tweeds Cafe,
Cafe, yeah, the Twin Peaks place, to get some cherry pie,
because we hear that's what you're supposed to get there. So
yeah, but the van conveniently broke down, and shout out to Jaden and Keegan in North Bend, Washington, for patching her up right on the spot,
getting us back on the road. So we've been navigating a lot, but it's been a lot of fun so far.
The shows have been great. People have been so awesome. And we have moved from the Pacific Northwest. We are headed down into Salt Lake City at this point. So racking up the miles.
Now, I know you put a dinosaur on the Instagram and Facebook stories. Did you come up with a name for the dinosaur? Was that in Idaho last night? Did you come up with a name for it or not?
No. We couldn't agree on a name. We have trouble agreeing on lots of things.
We're a very democratic band, so there's a lot of voting going on all the time.
I think we had a hung jury on that one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
We're the two options. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
I wanted to call it the Dinosaur Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
But
it seemed appropriate.
It seemed appropriate for the gas station, but that's just it's just too unoriginal. We need something different. So it's I don't know.
I'm trying to save my brain power.
I always enjoy looking, try to find stuff on socials right before we do the interview in case there's anything goofy that pops up. And I was like, all right, this is, when you talk to so many bands, I'm like, you learn that those goofy things like that are kind of what life could be like on the road, where you're probably a little bit loopy. I know you have a bunch of shows coming on up. This is one part of the leg that you're all doing, and the goofy parts. And I know another part that you mentioned too, you said you're a very democratic band. Sabrina, I know you told me that the van is incredibly packed right now. You're doing this old school. You're in a van. I believe you have a trailer. The band is helping each other. Like when you're making turns, you're changing lanes or whatnot. The band is helping everybody out. So is that bringing the band closer where you're all like, hey, let's all help navigate so we don't have anything worse than an actual breakdown?
Well, there's a fine line, because sometimes we all help navigate and it's just a real mess.
It's a real
and we're all yelling different things like, no, not this way.
And you have somebody in the back who's backseat directing. You're like, shut up, you're not directing right now. We have a co-pilot in the front. But then they're like, but the co-pilot's wrong. And so it's just total chaos.
Oh my God. So we actually have a legit satellite navigation system this time. Jason, his lovely dad, got it for us because he thought, well, it's a safety measure, in case we have any.
So, don't go dying in the desert or something. It's it could happen. We hear about bands breaking down all the time, but I definitely think it brings us closer. There's something very bonding about, sharing one hotel room together and hearing the cacophony of snoring in the middle of the night. So it's in its own way, it's its own orchestra of noise that brings us closer together. So I don't know.
That's awesome. Now, do you like the old school? Obviously, a lot of bands that are independent and everything, they do the DIY thing, they do the van. And I think it was Amazon had the documentary a couple years ago when Foo Fighters and Pumpkins and all these bands started out, the stories of having a van and just packing all your stuff in there and kind of going. So obviously you're packed in like sardines. Sam, you mentioned everybody, you're getting closer because there's 5 of you in the band. So you're all sharing one hotel room. So space is rather limited. So do you have any, are you enjoying the fact that you're doing this very kind of old school, very DIY, just packing everything in a van and going?
it's a rite of passage.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Like, you got to earn your stripes.
Exactly.
You know, there's no way. And by some miracle, maybe you could skip this step, but, you know, you got to kind of prove yourself a little bit to get up to like the nice buzz.
Exactly. This is like the grit. Yeah, this is like the grit era. I was like, you just have to like tough it out and learn to live with what you can, and then, you know, once you graduate, then you can really get the luxury items. But at this point, yeah. Earplugs and nose strips, baby. That's where it's at. If you're gonna be sleeping in a hotel room, you gotta make sure you can get some sleep. So it's good. I love it.
That's good. You mentioned the things that you really only take the things that you need with you. So for the both of you, what are a couple things you need on the road? You know, it's always fun kind of asking bands this when they're actually on the road, because you're actually living in it right now. But for both of you, what are some of those things that you need?
Things that I need. I'm trying to think of something besides the basics.
I know. I already gave it away. Nose strips and earplugs. Those are critical.
Necessary.
I've been like realizing that I like was missing my cat this whole entire time. So I've
you
been
got
like so sad. So I actually got this little cattail when we were in Montana.
Oh, nice.
It's just a little tail, but it's so soft. And I was like, I just needed some comfort to remind me of home. I was like, all right, something on the road, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's a dead animal tail, I guess.
Everybody has their thing. I guess for me is I still like to wake up early and listen to my early morning podcasts. I'm kind of a news junkie.
Okay.
And so it's nice to just have a moment to myself. So like I would say having my earphones available to me on tour is like definitely a must.
To block out our chaos. I get it. You know?
Yeah.
A little bit better than the earplugs with everything. So excited to get the band on. Obviously, Treasure is a band that we're playing for the first time on QLZ here. The track Cherry Red is a track, and the music video's out for it right now. And anytime we get a band in the Artist Spotlight, which all of you are on September 3rd. So for us here in Illinois in Central Time, it's 8:30, 1:30, 7:30 for our listeners. I'm going to listen on the West Coast. Just subtract 2 hours, and you're good to go on that. What's something you'd like, our listeners to know about this track? Anything from whatever angle you want to take it from.
It was an accident.
Yeah.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
We just kind of accidentally made a summer bop.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I think we have a lot of songs that are a little bit heavier, and this one just came out as this sort of very poppy thing that we were like, whoa, okay. Didn't know we could do that. I thought we were just writing like, more heavy, darker tunes. This one's still got a little bit of somber nature to it, but it is a little bit more bright and poppy than, we were thinking. So,
it's the bright side of Treasure. Sam just wrote that chorus melody, and it all stuck in our heads, and
that's it. That's all it takes is you get a little earworm going, and then everybody's like, okay, let's just finish this shit so we can get it out and not have to hear this thing anymore in our head, because it needs to go out into the world. It needs to be released,
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was a fun process that it really forced us to kind of step out of our comfort zones and
do something different. Yeah.
Try different things. Yeah.
How's the response from fans then? You mentioned a lot of stuff's heavier. It's kind of darker. What's the response like from the fans when you throw just, a little bit of a curveball at them?
Well, honestly, our fan base back home who have heard the song played live, since we've played back home in San Francisco a few times since we wrote it, they've been really, really chomping at the bit for the studio.
They're like, when's that song come out? That new one you've been playing on stage. What's that new one in the middle? We're like,
we like that song. How do I hear that song? We're like, oh, it's not out yet.
It's that little keyboard riff. That's what it is. It's like the that's the part that like noodles into your brain. You're like, oh God. But yeah, so they've been really liking it. I think so. I think part of it we love is just having diversity of sound. It's like I think we get a little bored of one thing, so we're like, okay, we're bored. We're out of this phase, and then we're gonna like move into this next phase. We're like bored teenagers, we just gotta like keep moving through different phases and try different things to see what clicks.
I think we're more like addicts, constantly seeking higher and higher levels of stimulation musically.
Yeah, we're like, we need something different. I get it. Yeah.
Chasing the Dragon. I don't know if either one of you watched South Park, but it's like the episode where Randy Marsh is like chasing the dragon or whatever, and instead of playing Guitar Hero, they're chasing the dragon and whatnot for it. So
that's truly it.
That's it. It really is just like as people who are creating music, you have like an idea in your head all the time of what it should be, and then making it manifest in the real world is a whole nother story. So it's really fun to like just stretch our muscles with like different things, because it can be unpredictable. You never know what can come of the process.
And I know you put out a lot of music. You have more music out now, and I wrote this down to try to pronounce it as best I could. I probably could have asked both of you before we got this going for the new album, but I want to I'm tempted to try it before anybody corrects me on it. So Kintsugi.
Oh yeah, let's give it a go. Oh, you got it, man. Yeah, there you go.
Kintsugi.
All right. Kintsugi. All right.
That's the like kind of Americanized pronunciation. If you are a native Japanese speaker, they have like
a little inflection, but either way,
inflection.
Yeah. Kintsugi's correct for our purposes.
For our purposes. It's a art form of piecing broken porcelain or pottery back together with gold, and
leaving those seams like visible.
Yeah, the seams are visible. So it's symbolic of, use your imagination. This album was kind of pieced together from shards of different eras of our songwriting.
Okay.
So it was cool to have that kind of land. We were debating.
To us, it means a lot. I think it was more than just like, I think obviously the meaning is cool and you look into it, but I think that word and that sort of feeling meant a lot to us when we were putting this together.
Yeah.
Picking up the broken pieces and putting it together better than it was before. So.
And if people come see TREASVRE, they come see the band play, you guys have done something exclusive where if you want it on vinyl, it's only available at shows. So kind of what went into, I'm sure it's not cheap to ship vinyls overall, but kind of what was the reason for kind of, hey, come to the shows, you can only get vinyl when you come see us play live?
Well, I guess music has changed a lot since we started listening to music, where it was always a physical medium that you had to put into a player, a tape or a CD.
There's a ritual, and now it's just this sort of process where people are like, I just want to hear the single.
Automated now.
Yeah, let me just put it on a playlist. We'll listen to the playlist, and it's like it's missing that sort of ritual of putting on an album and like listening to it front to back as like an active thing versus this passive idea of listening to music while you're doing other stuff.
Yeah, and as a band, we've been playing together and writing music for a while. The thought of having like a record, an album, an LP with like the art and the lyrics inside, and just like the process of designing it was actually like a whole kind of fun aspect
too, for sure. Yeah.
So it was, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like an author having a book cover.
Yeah. That's it. But it's cool. You get people that are coming out and they're like, oh, I can only get this year. And that's definitely like a big appeal, I think, for lots of folks, especially after seeing us play. And we love putting on a good show for people. We have lots of fun goodies in store for people that come out. A really fun light show that just is really, gets people involved and is very, very impressive to watch and fun to watch.
Yeah, we try to make it special all the time. So, I think this run of vinyl being exclusive to tour is just, I don't know, part of the gimmick, part of what makes it fun.
Yeah. It's cool though. It's like when you go to a show, if there's bands that are like, you can only get something here from us, if like as a fan, if you own that, it's like, there's something special about that too. If you're the fan and you said, man, there's only a limited number. I think I have a Lacuna Coil album that's only like 500 ever. I think I have like number 137. There's only 500 of them. And it hangs up in our QLZ studio here. And it's like, there's only 500 of these, and they're one of my favorite bands. And there's something special about having that. So have people having that kind of interaction with you, and they come up, they buy a vinyl? Can you kind of get that vibe from them where they're like, this is something that is kind of special to them?
Yeah,
for sure. We've been signing a few copies as well. Just keeping it for people. So
we signed we had a couple copies that I was passing around for my bandmates to sign, and Jason signed his name and it got smudged, and I went to the person who bought it and was like, hey, we all signed this, but Jason's is smudged, I'll get you another one. And they were like, no, the smudge is part of it. So I think people really appreciate that it's a memento of like a specific moment in time. You were at that show on that day at this place.
Totally.
And they have something that is exclusive, even more exclusive than getting something that's exclusive to a show. It's their own one, their own individual one for them. Now, is there more music from all of you on the way? I think this was part one. So kind of what's the rest of this year look like? I know you have a whole bunch more shows. What you're on right now, it's like like 40 shows that you're on for this run. Kind of what does the rest of this year look like for music as well? Are you getting stuff out there at the end of this year? Is it kind of like, hey, we'll enjoy this?
We do have some plans of brewing. We have some people we're talking to and some goodies in our back pocket that we're gonna surprise y'all with in the near future. I hesitate to say anything more, but more new music coming very soon. And we're really excited to be continuing to collaborate with remix artists. We have so many great artists we've collaborated with on songs for this album that it's amazing when you hand over your song to another artist and you're like, here you go, and then they give you back something you never would have thought of yourself ever. And it's just like that whole process is fun. So we'll probably get some of those going. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Okay. How did that come about? Because I think, looking at Spotify, there's a Stabbing Westward version of one of your songs is out there. How did that come about, sending your music off to somebody else? Because not many bands do that. So how'd that come about for all of you? So
it's surprising what you can get away with if you just ask people.
It's true.
If you just try.
Yeah. It's true.
Most people don't want to. You could just try.
Try. It helps. It helps to have the connections kind of built in. We do have like kind of friends of friends connections, and
we opened for Stabbing Westward like back in March. So it was like things were all in the same place at the same time. So
it helps. It helps to just network a lot and just be really active in music. Like the people that inspire you, like I try to be active fans of those bands that I hope to one day work with, like share a stage with, or
totally
that sort of thing. So it definitely doesn't happen like by accident. It takes a lot of like work, and sometimes you gotta be a little pesky, but eventually you get people who like your music and they're like, sure. And then we end up with like a really cool remix, and it is always fun. It's always fun.
Any nervousness for sending your stuff out to somebody else? Because obviously you create these songs, they're special to you. And whenever you send them out, is there any nervousness where you're like, oh gosh, I don't know where they're going to go with this, because it's your art?
That's the beauty of it, is like you just let them run with it. And I think that's like what I like, is like you know that you have the concrete song already. Wherever they're going to take it is just like, it's just some strange planet that you've never been before. And that's the beauty of it. You just let them run with it. And you trust them as their own musicians, because that's why you're looking at them. You're like, I want you to do a remix because I trust you. I don't want to be a little helicopter band like on top of you, like do this, do that. Nobody wants that. So it's just like, well, yeah, let them run with it. And that's the magic.
Yeah. It's really just fun to kind of, and then we get to put it out and have like a new version of our song that people can enjoy, and it helps everybody, It's like you build the connections, you put out more music, it just keeps the train going.
Yeah, and it's cool because in a world where everybody wants everything now, like Sam, I know you mentioned it, people want stuff from playlists, they want singles constantly. It just gets them more music, and I'm glad that you're continuing the album thing. I think like maybe half the bands I talk to, that's kind of what they're doing. Everybody's a little bit different on it. And since you're album people, whenever somebody comes on for the first time, I like to know some of your favorite like no skip albums, like favorite complete albums from like start to finish.
Oh my
the
God.
albums that you put on and that you don't skip any songs on. And feel free to share multiple.
The first one that popped into my head immediately is Violator by Depeche Mode.
Okay.
Very excellent album from start to finish. Right at that era. There's just like right there at the end of the 80s era. 80s era Depeche Mode is just like where I'm solid. But then I love that kind of 90s industrial twang that they brought in. And so that album landing right in the middle is just like got all the Depeche Mode ingredients that I love.
I think, yeah, for me, I'm always going to be, Sabrina knows I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. So depending on the mood, this is not always the mood you want to be in to put on a whole ass album. But I think Downward Spiral is start to finish just a masterpiece. And it's just an emotional musical journey with all kinds of crunching noises and like sound effects, but it just goes up and down in terms of emotions and takes you really right there along for the ride with what Trent Reznor was like going through emotionally. It's just very intense. Listen, so I love it.
Hey, that's why it's your complete albums. It's your list. Like some people will be like, well, it's not a rock one. I'm like, you can share whatever the hell you want. I mean, it's like, I'm not asking. Like it's your list. It's your albums. It's what you care about. So TREASVRE, we're excited to get you on Artist Spotlight this upcoming Wednesday, 8:30, 1:30, 7:30. You're on the road right now. You've got a whole bunch more tour dates coming up. So people want to follow the band. September 24th, I think Chicago is the closest that you'll be to us here. People are looking to make a journey to Chicago. So if people want to follow the band, buy merch, website, go ahead and plug all the socials, website. Where can everybody find you at?
Our website probably is the best place to find all that information. TREASVREmusic.com. It's treasure like buried treasure. But when you get to the U, swap it for a V, like you're an ancient Roman. And then, TREASVRE Music is where to find us. TREASVRE Music on social media.
All social media.
Yeah. You can just look us up on your favorite streaming service too. TREASVRE with a V. If you spell it with the U, you'll get a different band.
That ain't us.
You're not going to find any buried treasure if you type it in. So you might as well type it with a V. You will all be the first thing that pop up. I've tried this on Google. You will be the first. You will be the first band. Basically, the first thing that pops up with your website and your socials. Everything that's out there. So Sam and Sabrina, appreciate your time. I know you're on the road. I know things can get crazy. So good luck the rest of the way, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Take
the
it
time,
easy.
Ryan.
Yeah.